With the announcement, Arx's work saying that the first DLC character for Guilty Gear Strive is going to be coming out in July, and as we are already in July, it is pretty likely that we're going to be getting them pretty freaking quickly. It's also very common with actual release of new characters, so we actually get balance patches! It's pretty much a foregone conclusion when a new character comes out, they do like to balance all the other characters because it just makes things a lot more streamlined. But that's what we're actually talking about today. We are talking about what I think is going to actually be fixed about some of the characters, who's getting nerfed, buffed, blah, 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 blah. As you can see from currently another tier list video, amazing, I hoofed it into 4 categories: nerfed, buffs, quality of life, and no balance fixes. Obviously, nerfs are pretty self-explanatory, same for buffs. Quality of life is going to be most likely for anything that's really not too gigantic, or it's actually very hard to actually say, or the character's actually just relatively in a very strong spot, and it's most likely just they're going to get something very, very just minor that actually doesn't really affect anything from damage to the frame data. And then no balance fixes is, you figured that part out. And again, too, this is just my opinion, and it's just for fun. Away we go. And cut to when the list is finished.
Power of editing, baby!
So, this is currently where I actually have the list of where I think each character is going to be standing. There's also something very important to go over. That is the fact that this is not what I want to actually happen for these buffs for the game. This is what I actually think that Arx's Works is going to be doing. So let's go over the list. Let's start off with no balance fixes first. So, no balance fixes, we have Chip, Potemkin, Giovanna, May, Eno, Milia Rage, and Leo Whitefang. There are a couple characters on this list that are slightly surprising-ish that they would not be in, say, the nerf category. These characters most likely being Giovanna, May, and this is my hot take. Chip and Leo Whitefang. As crazy as this sounds, I do not think they're actually going to be nerfing Giovanna or May. Both characters have proven to be absolutely incredibly strong, but I don't really think they're actually going to be nerfed quite yet. Do I absolutely think there are some things that should be nerfed? Absolutely. Do I think they're going to be nerfed? No. As annoying as it is to have Giovanna pressure or just May's incredible amounts of damage plus her Totsugeki freaking annoying ass fucking dolphin, I think that they are strong, but I think as far as other things go, I think they're actually pretty low on the priority list for actually things that need to be actually physically nerfed. All that being said, Giovanna's pressure is still absolutely oppressive, and May's Totsugeki is a pain in the ass, but I don't think they're actually going to be getting nerfed just yet. Potemkin, Eno, and Milia Rage. I actually think these characters are actually fine as is. If anything, probably the only one out of these that is slightly iffy would be Eno, but right now, it's kind of hard to actually tell. Potemkin does actually seem quite strong, believe it or not. Milia Rage as well. I do not fucking care what Leffen and Lord Knight say. She's strong. She is strong. Chip and Leo Whitefang. I think that they are going to actually hold off on nerfing Chip, at least for the time being, and seeing what's going to actually happen after this patch. And I think they're actually going to keep Leo Whitefang unchanged, despite the fact that personally, hot take, I would nerf this fucking character. Jesus. Next, quality of life. Axel Low. I would not be surprised if we actually see Axel Low get something else slightly to help him actually escape the corner. Once you actually get in the corner, you are pretty much goofed, especially Axel Low in particular. He literally has diddly when it comes to anything from wake-up options. I think they'll actually give him something to actually escape the corner a bit easier, or something just to actually do easier on wake-up options. I'm not saying that this is buff, more of a quality of life for Axel Low. Buffs! Kai, Zato 1, Nagaryuki, Anji Mito, and Faust. Okay, let's leave the obvious ones for last. I actually think Nagaryuki is going to be getting a tiny buff. I do not think they're going to actually going after his damage, his normals, anything like that, his super moves, nothing. I honestly think that they're going to fix his passive a tiny bit. I think they're going to make the drain slightly less crazy. Nagaryuki is actually seeming to be a very powerful character, and I do not think they're going to be giving him any other buffs other than that. Kai, Zato 1, and Anji Mito. I think Anji Mito definitely needs a few things here or there. He definitely seems strong in the open beta too, but it's seeming pretty obvious that right now he's struggling a bit. People who are fantastic with this character make this character horrifying, but compared to other characters that are a lot simpler and honestly a lot more intricate and more fun to use, Anji Mito does suffer a tiny bit. So I would not be surprised if he actually gets something to actually help him in terms of damage, in terms of new moves, in terms of Kai is actually my main, and I think they're actually going to only fix a couple things about Kai. Honestly, I think they're going to fix his sweep, making it a bit more consistent, and I think they're actually going to make his jumping dust slightly better. I would really like to see other things fixed on Kai, but honestly, I don't think they're going to be doing too much during this patch, and I think even this is asking a lot to see in Kai's buffs. Zato 1! Zato 1 is a very tricky character to actually play, and I think they're actually going to buffing his damage just a bit, just to actually help players actually feel like they're getting the actual damage worth. And last on buffs, the most obvious one. Faust. There's so many things to fix on this character. His mix obviously feels very unsafe. His scarecrow mix-ups are very telegraphed and are very easily punished. His command grab whiffs so much of the time. I would not be surprised if we see his command grab maybe seeing a slight buff. And the characters that are going to get nerfed. Solo Bad Guy and Remlethal Valentine. Now, here's the thing. Despite the fact that I say these characters are getting nerfed, I literally think the only thing getting nerfed on Solo Bad Guy and Remlethal Valentine is their damage. I think their moves are staying the exact same on startups, on plus frames, on everything. I think it's going to be their damage is going to be fixed. And that's all I think they're really going to do about these two characters. These characters are without a doubt very freaking strong, but I don't think Arc System Works wants to completely start hoofing characters just when the game is so new and this will be their first major patch. So that's all the characters and where I think they actually stand right now. Is there anything else I think that's actually going to be going on in the patch? What else will be going on in the patch? Honestly, I think we might see some more changes to the lobbies, hopefully making them more stable. Fucking please, make them more stable. And I think instead of having 3 matches, I think we're now going to have hopefully best of 5. The other main thing about the patch I think they're going to fix, which is the thing I fucking want the most, and I think they're almost nearly having to fix it. Grabs. Grabs are absolutely, by far, some of those busted things in this game. The fact that you can do them instantly on Wake Up, the fact that they can interrupt moves, the fact that they're just so quick, do so much damage, I think we're going to see some nerfs to grabs in the next patch. But anyways, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Please go check Twitter. Please go check Twitch. And just remember, need you get 4 close traps.